What does the moon make grow?
What does the moon make grow?
If we sit still and open our hearts enough, the world will come to fetch us. The world wants our awakening. And then all we have to do is say yes.
Still, silent, warm, intimate, vast. What happens in the dark?
The dream.
There is this great dreaming going on underneath everything all the time. And every individual being and thing in the world and in the universe is contributing to that vast communal dreaming. This beautiful question that each of us has is, what's my particular dream? Then each of us has something that we can offer to that dream. And that is our beautiful responsibility, which in our tradition we would call our deep vow. About 96% of the universe is made up of dark matter and dark energy. 96% of every moment we ever live is mysterious to us. If I think of my psyche as 96% dark and 4% conscious, what happens? How does that change how I live my life? How does that change how I ask a question? How do I include that rather than thinking that the only thing that's important is what I can see and feel and hear and the thoughts and the feelings that I'm having? When we say be in the moment, what's it like to be in that moment?
Great mysterious.
Radiant dark.
Dark matter.
Dark energy. Dark source.
Deep heart mind.
Darkness isn't the absence of light, it is the presence of the very source of everything right now, here in this moment. It is so alive and so fertile, so full of possibility. It has its own radiance. It's not about looking for the light switch to flip it on. It's about sitting in the dark in its own terms and feeling that power, that great thunderous roaring silence that is 96% of everything. If meditation isn't about sinking us into that and helping us form a relationship with that, I don't know what meditation is about. If enlightenment can feel like, what does the sun make grow? What does the luminosity of the universe make grow? What happens in the dark? If I feel that so much of my experience happens in that dark, how can I not include that as part of awakening? What happens when you marry enlightenment and endarkenment? How does that change our sense of awakening? If enlightenment is a profound experience of the luminous oneness of everything, endarkenment is a profound experience of the radiant dark source of everything and the mystery that it is. How we experience endarkenment is learning to rest on that mystery, to lie back on that fathomless sea, and to be comfortable there.
Resting.
Listening.
Wondering.
Being surprised.
Being permeable.
Being fetchable.
Trusting.
Another way that endarkenment is expressed through our lives is our willingness to get our hearts broken and to stay broken. In the understanding that the broken heart is open and the broken heart is connected, there is great suffering, there is great difficulty in this world. It's really helpful when we're hoping to attend to that in a sustained way, to be also in connection with the sense of the awesome beauty, the power, the wonder of things. If we bring that to that which is broken, that which is in pain, that which is in danger, what happens when we deny neither of those and find the third thing that they make together? So we press our own individual broken hearts up against the great broken heart of the world. And then we ask, what's next?
The great broken heart of the world.
Bodhisattva's wound.
Being marked, stained, and dyed.
Blessing.
Loving.
Both enlightenment and endarkenment need each other. Each completes the other. And without each other, awakening is not complete.
Hazy moon.
Dappled light. Loom, well, gate.
Flowers fall, unseen path.
Deep in the mountains.
Lost in the weeds.
Riding the currents.
Leaning against a tree older than the forest it stands in.
Lying down on the dark earth.
Seeing spring in budless branches.
We're notoriously light on method. And that's because how do you have a method to be the whole universe moving through you? What we have is much more the willingness to participate, to make ourselves fetchable. We're always listening. We're always trying to pay attention to as much as we can pay attention to. We're cultivating an attitude of warmth and curiosity toward the world. How am I already in this? And where do I go from here? My hunch at the moment is that the world is suffering from an abundance of certainty. It feels like there are a lot of different groups of people very certain about what they're certain about, shouting their certainties at each other and changing no one's mind. Holding things as questions begins to feel more like what's real. We begin to shift our perspective from one of trying to figure things out and get to certainty to one of asking a series of questions that open things up and open things up.
Not knowing.
Unmaking.
Unnaming.
Stopping, putting down, letting go.
We can find the unexpected move. When you come to a situation where it looks like you've got to choose between A and B, it's time to find C. What's the thing that is not part of a duality, but includes both of them and yet is something more than either of them could be? It also transforms the situation because it brings something in that an instant before was completely invisible. We begin to see that those changes are made up of these small, unexpected moments that feel full of grace. In every conversation we ever have, we are universe speaking to universe. Whenever we create a piece of art, we are universe creating universe. All those small things that seem insignificant are the ongoing creation of the world, and that is how we participate in it. It helps us to choose lives of courage and generosity, and in particular to have the courage and the generosity to include, to welcome that which has been excluded, because there is so much richness in what has been relegated to the margins or pushed underground or carried happily underground but ignored. This way is so much about coming to know those deep currents, coming to rely on them, and as a practice to sink wells down into them, to bring what is cool and moist and dark up into our ordinary daylit lives, so that we can help antidote hearts and minds that can feel as though they're on fire, and even a world that seems so often to be on fire. From the smallest flicker of something in our heart to the far reaches of interstellar space, all of that is us, and all of that is home. Every moment is an invitation home. Every moment is an invitation to remember that this heart-mind, this body, this community, this landscape, this world is home. And it is coming to get us. All we have to do is walk out to meet it.
Stepping off a cliff.
Opening the hand.